Alrighty, so hello, Eric. Introduce yourself.
Hi, Dennis. I'm Eric P. Granger, up here in the northern Adirondacks here hanging out. Screenwriter, a little bit of everything. Adirondack Film Commissioner. Been working on movies and stuff when they come to town a little bit lately. I hooked up with this guy named Dennis down in the city, and we've been friends for a few years now.
Yep, and you've been judging for the New York City Independent Film Festival.
I have been judging for you guys, and I judge for the Lake Placid Film Festival, and I'm one of the board of directors for the festival and the director of our short film competition there. So,
And it's been nice to know you all these years, I should throw in there.
oh, well, thank you, sir.
All right, so I guess first question. So how long have you been judging and a curator for the New York City Independent Film Festival and for the Lake Placid Film Festival?
Yeah. Well, I think I've been judging for you guys now 3 years, I believe, if my math is right. And I initiated the short film competition 6 years ago, and so I've been doing that for 6 years. And before that, I was actually judging for the Berlin Cinefest over in Berlin, Germany, and I judged for them for 2 or 3 years also. I just like the variety, and it's amazing the variety of the quality of what you get too, because some of them are obviously very, very amateurish, and others are really, really well made and well thought out, well written, and I enjoyed finding that gem. It's in the middle of it. And then at the festival, we notify the top 30 finalists, and they are on site, and then we do showings, and then we announce the winners of the top 10 there, and we have some prizes and things like that for them.
Very cool. What kind of prizes do you have?
We work with different we're trying to form more like a community, so it's like Final Draft gives us 10 free subscriptions to Final Draft. Also from different book manufacturers or book distributors, all about everything from Aristotle to the latest Save the Cat, everything in between there. So all of our prizes are kind of geared around helping the student. Not that we always get student films, but it's to help them progress their career in screenwriting.
Right. To help the indie filmmaker become more pro.
Yes, yeah, help them.
So what do you enjoy the most about being a judge? Like, what do you find rewarding? Or is it basically the fact of what you just said, you like seeing all the differences?
It's the variety that always astonishes me. So I think I like that, the surprise of, okay, is this going to be a mediocre one? Is this going to be a really super one? Or is this one going to be just So I like that, going into it not knowing, and then hopefully coming out with a big grin on my face there, but not always.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yes, I know. It's actually quite amazing how you watch one film and you're just like, wow, and then you watch the next film, you're like, hello, whoever told you know how to make a movie?
Yeah, exactly. Or I've noticed the trend over the last couple of years is people sending like art films in. So it might be just a person dancing in front of a tree for 6-7 minutes, and that's it.
Right, yeah.
And some of them are almost like home movies, and that cracks me up too, that just literally someone thought they could make a movie in their backyard, and half of it's scripted and half of it's not, and half of it's, and we're on our final submission phase, so it's going to wrap up soon.
Okay, that's great. And do you have a criteria? Like, do you go in thinking, okay, I have a certain criteria that have to hit certain milestones,
to me, through the Film Freeway, as you probably know, there's all these creativity, directing, writing. There's all these different criteria that you judge on, but to me, it's all about the story. Is it a good story? Is actually more important than the level of the actors that are performing it. because sometimes they're very amateur, and people grab their buddies and their friends and say, "Hey, you want to be in my movie?" And
Right.
if
Why
people,
am I watching this? Why am I giving you 15 minutes of my life?
right, exactly, right. You're supposed to entertain me, and some of them actually have the twist in the right place, and they really thought it out how to lead you down one path and then change directions on you, which I love. I love a surprise in a script, in any kind of movie. But yeah, it's very few that have all the elements that I'm looking for, to be
Well,
not
it's
trying to
fun
be.
in a short movie. It's easier in a feature, but harder in a
Correct, yeah, but
yeah. So how did you get started in this whole thing?
oh boy, ass backwards, like most people do. I mean, I've always been a film buff, but in 2000, there was a group and a committee that decided they wanted to have a film festival for Lake Placid, because we never had one before that. And at that time, I was the production manager of the art center in Lake Placid. So I knew most of these guys that were putting this thing together, and they said, "Yeah, can you come help us out? We want to do this, but we don't know what we're doing." I mean, you got to remember, in 2000, like, DVDs were brand new, and I think the first year we had VHS still going on with it and things
I
like
sent
that.
in my first submissions. I sent in the festivals were in VHS.
Yeah, so I took over as the technical slash director advisor. So I was always the one to make sure the microphones are working and make sure the projector's working, or have to edit together a film or a presentation for whatever reason. And then I started doing some of the projecting, and then we went offsite to some places that had to set up. So I've been involved with the festival since its inception 23 years ago now. So, but when I was at the art center, I wrote some stage plays that we did and we performed, and I even wrote a musical. I wrote all the music and everything for it, and I decided to write a screenplay, and so I got a couple books like most amateurs do, and from that then I took Aaron Sorkin's master class, and then I was just trying to get together to how to write a screenplay the first time. That's 20 plus years ago, but and then I just decided I really love it. And the first one, I decided, well, I like it, my friends like it, family like it, but that doesn't mean anything. I got to bare my soul to the world and let them judge me. And so I started entering some pretty prestigious contests with my screenplay. And my the first one I entered, I took third place, and I went, wow, that's pretty good. And then I entered some more, and then this particular script won first place out in LA, and it's like, wow. So it ended up winning 3 or 4. So I said, I'm going to write some more. I've got this other story I want to do. I've got this other story, and it kept going crazy. I now have 14 screenplays that I've written, and and I keep sending them off and getting them challenged and stuff, and just to see how they fare out there in the world. And I even took third place at Cannes a few years ago in their screenplay competition there. Yeah, so yeah, I just I love it. I love the storytelling, and I'm just always baffled how, when I sit down and I can start writing, and if I'm in that zone, that I can kind of look up and 10 hours has gone by, and it's just amazing once you're rolling how that happens. A few years back, I was approached by of all people, Tara Reid out in LA. She's the American Pie and Sharknado woman there that does all those kinds of movies, and she asked me to write her a screenplay. She gave me a paragraph and said, what can you do with this? See what you can do with this. And so I hadn't even started on it. I was just thinking about things. And then she called me and she said, we got to show your script to the producers. They were asking for it today. And I said, what'd you tell them? She goes, oh, tell them you were putting the finishing touches on it. And it's like, I hadn't even started it. And this is for a feature. And I said, I just got some notes and ideas. And she said, well, how fast can you do it? I said, so I kind of shifted my schedule, and I gave it, I finished it in 11 days.
That's quite good.
Yeah, yeah, and She loved it. She didn't even want a second draft. She just, and then we tweaked it a little bit later on, but
Did it get produced?
it's in production right now
Oh, very good. Congratulations.
with Vivica Fox and Beverly D'Angelo and what's the Owen boys? One of the Owens is there. Anyway, yeah, they're working on it out there. And Tara's the lead in it, obviously. But
That's good. Well,
Yeah.
that sounds, congratulations very much. So. Who was your favorite filmmaker? I guess who was your main inspiration?
Oh my gosh, probably Aaron Sorkin. You know, Aaron Sorkin. He was such prolific writer, and he produces now too. Michael Bay. I like his stuff a lot because it's edgy, but he's so good at telling story. You know, he's one of my favorite. I'd say those two probably my two favorite as far as the producers go.
I don't know. I guess anything else you want to say? I mean, I've asked you all the questions. We've pretty much gone through my list of things that I was going to ask you. Sometimes you answered 2 or 3 of my questions at once.
Yeah, ahead of time. Well, you get me talking, and that's what happens. I want to get more involved with film. My writings are all over. I have no genre in particular. The one that I was telling you about was a psychological thriller. I've also got one in production right now in LA, a comedy of all things, a family comedy. And then I've got one actually in pre-production in London right now, and it's about human trafficking. So I'm all over the place with my scripts.
Well, that's good. It sounds like you're moving along. This is all great stuff.
I'm working on another comedy that's in Las Vegas, actually, that's for a 30-minute sitcom. And we're in the second phases of that development right now with that one. And it's just a silly, we're hoping it takes off, and we've got some investors looking at it right now. So
very good. Good stuff. So we were just talking with Eric, and thank you very, very much for being with us today.
Oh, thanks for getting a hold of me.
Yes. After one of your movies have come out, we can do another one. You can talk about how.
That'd be great. That would be great. Yeah.